Because Rusev Day.
Rusev Day.
Rusev Day. So, thank you for joining us on the Freebird Rule Pro Wrestling Podcast once again. Let's go backwards this time on here. Let's start at the bottom of the alphabet.
My name is Ilek. Are we not saying our names backwards?
No.
Oh, it's Kyle. Damn.
Kyle.
Idiot.
Yeah, it's Adam.
And
Mata.
I'm
Nora.
Nora.
Oh yeah, there's two A's.
Yeah. And I'm Aaron.
Aaron.
Thank you for joining us here again. And today we're going to be talking about a couple different things. One of the the return I'm the most excited about ever in wrestling, and WrestleMania coming up and doing our top 5. So thanks for joining us for all that.
The return of Ronda Rousey. Right? So stoked.
After WrestleMania 31.
Yeah.
When she. Jeez. Kurt Angle over here.
Yep.
All right.
We're gonna dive right into it.
Yeah,
Let's
go with those. So you said we were talking about the Fatal 4-Ways. How many?
Fatal 4-Ways. There's been 3 previous Fatal 4-Ways in the history of WrestleMania. And on Sunday, for WrestleMania 34, you will have the 4th one in history with Randy Orton defending the United States Championship against Rusev, Jinder Mahal, and Bobby Roode.
So many multi-man matches that have been happening this year. Just they have so many people. They're just just put
Roster
47 people in the match
Yeah.
just to see what happens.
But the fact there's only been 4 or 3 in 33 WrestleManias, like that's small.
Yeah.
I think.
Lots of triple threats.
There's been a ton of triple threats.
Yeah.
I'm drawing a blank on there. I can't.
So the first one was at WrestleMania 15. It was for the Intercontinental Championship. Champion Road Dogg versus Val Venus, Ken Shamrock, and Goldust.
Okay. I have a tendency to forget Ken Shamrock matches.
I mean, they weren't that good. Next one came the next year, WrestleMania 2000, aka 16, which was the main event for the WWE Championship. Triple H versus Mick Foley versus Big Show versus The Rock.
A McMahon in every corner.
Exactly, yeah.
Yep.
And then the third one actually just came last year. Do you remember what it was?
What was last year?
I didn't think
That's how
about
memorable of a show it was.
Yeah. I was actually thinking about watching last year's again just to kind of hype myself up this week. Not like there's enough wrestling to watch already, but
Yeah.
What was it? Was it for
a championship?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, it was. Was it Brock Lesnar?
Nope.
No. Is that when Kevin Owens?
Nope.
I don't know.
It was the Raw women's title match. Bayley versus Charlotte versus Nia versus Sasha.
Mm-hmm.
So that's crazy. That's a huge gap between 16 and 33.
There's been
no Fatal 4-Ways.
There's been so many Fatal 4-Ways and stuff like that for the Universal Championship that they all just blur together.
Yeah.
It's Brock Lesnar,
So
Braun
much,
Strowman,
yeah.
Roman Reigns, and add other one.
Kane. Yeah.
Kane,
Yeah.
Samoa Joe, Finn Balor. I just add that extra one.
Yep.
The one that you know is going to lose because he's...
Yeah. Literally half the size of everyone else in the match.
Except for maybe Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
I had my fingers crossed for that one, but that was about it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What other WrestleMania knowledge do you have to
Just
instill on us?
random stuff. People who've never been on WrestleMania okay, so kickoff, as we kind of discussed, do we consider kickoff actually part of WrestleMania?
See, I feel that it is, but I know a lot of people, like just people that I talk to, are like, yeah, I'm probably gonna skip the pre-show,
Right.
Because Wrestlemania is 4 hours long already, and that's another 2-hour commitment to it. That's a 6-hour show. That's a lot of wrestling.
It is.
For one day, for even the most diehard people, like that's just a lot,
Dude, it's insane.
I think it is part of WrestleMania. You're definitely at WrestleMania. You've got the crowd of WrestleMania as long as they open the doors on time to have the crowd there in like a couple years. But as we were discussing pre-show, this show.
Yeah. During the kickoff,
During the kickoff to our podcast that we weren't recording.
which you guys didn't listen to.
We were talking about how, like, last year Austin Aries was on the pre-show, and part of apparently why he left was because he didn't get paid, because the pre-show matches don't end up on the DVD, so they don't get that residual income. And so you're kind of not on Mania. Like, it's weird because you're on Mania, but you're not on Mania at the same time. And it's kind of unfortunate. I think the pre-show should be part of the DVD package. I don't see why it wouldn't, other than time. Like, that should be like the bonus matches or something, you know? Yeah, you get to the pre-show. That's cool.
I think pre-show should always be counted as part of the matches on there, because there's been a couple times where the pre-show matches have outshined some of the matches on the card. What was
Usos and New Day?
Usos and New Day. Was it
Usos and New Day.
Hell in a Cell? Yeah.
No, that was SummerSlam.
SummerSlam. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely been a couple times where they steal the show. Part of that too is I feel like that they're like, oh man, we got put on pre-show, we have to go steal this show. Mm-hmm. You know, so then they work even harder.
Well, that's what happened with last year. The six way for the SmackDown Women's title was supposed to be pre-show, and everybody had a big old fan rioting. Yeah, and they bumped them to the main show, but they took Ambrose and your boy Baron Corbin to pre-show for the IC title.
Yep.
Like, so obviously it matters.
Yeah.
It is what I'm saying.
Yep.
I was going to say, the Usos, as mentioned in that promo with the New Day, they'd never been on the main card of WrestleMania. They've been in 6 WrestleManias. Never been on the main show. So hopefully this year, Usos have killed it. They definitely deserve that spot.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, I agree.
The tag division for both shows has come up a long way, but I think the Usos have led the way of SmackDown having the better tag division.
Yep.
Easily. I think Raw's tag division is weak, man. I think that
it's kind of falling apart.
Yeah, again. SmackDown has a lot of really good guys.
Mm-hmm. It was on its way up a little bit with Rollins and Ambrose, and then Ambrose got injured, and that kind of just put the brakes on everything.
Yeah. And then we're gonna add Justin Jordan and Seth Rollins because
reasons.
Yeah. That, you know, it's kind of whatever. Like, it worked, I guess, for a while, but yeah, it definitely wasn't the same.
It's a lot more makeshift tag teams. Even Cesaro and Sheamus, while they've now established themselves, it was just a makeshift tag team at first.
Yep.
And obviously we're going to get Braun and who knows who.
Alexa
Bliss. Going to be another.
That
would be cool. I like that idea a lot, because that's been the only thing that Braun Strowman has done that I've actually enjoyed.
You're crazy. I love Braun Strowman.
Dude, he's freaking...
He's a monster among men.
Yeah,
clearly.
Should we
likes
run
to
through
flip
the card?
things over.
He does like to flip lots of things over. He's going to flip over Orlando next.
He was really...
New Orleans.
New Orleans. I was like, New Orleans has been flipped over enough.
Okay. Yeah, let's...
Ooh.
But I was just...
That's not what I meant. Damn, I feel bad now.
All right, let's go through confirmed matches that we have. Not that this is gonna be how they're gonna show up on the card on this, but number 1, Universal Championship match: Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns getting that big victory.
Yeah, I hope.
He gets the rub finally.
Finally, I think everyone's kind of hoping for
finally.
That.
I mean,
I think this is the only way they can get Roman Reigns to get cheered.
Yeah.
Because 31 didn't work, 32 didn't work, 33 didn't work, 34 definitely will work, guys.
Hey,
Fourth time's the charm.
4th time, that's a magic number. Do we want this match just to close the... Do we think this is going to close WrestleMania? Do we want to close WrestleMania?
I think it's going to close WrestleMania just because it's got the bigger names. I think it's a split, and I think we've talked about this one before. You've got the fans that are just WWE fans in general and not wrestling fans in the broader sense, who are excited because it's a big name Roman Reigns they know, and a big name Brock Lesnar that they know. So they're there for the big names at the end to close the show. Most of the broader spectrum wrestling fans are more excited for the next one I was going to mention, which is the WWE Championship, AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
Well, before we get to that, do you think this is Brock Lesnar's last WWE? Do you think he's done with WWE after this?
I would say for a while. I feel like he's probably going to bounce back and forth. He's already on a Legends contract, so if he comes in, has a match at a pay-per-view, does like a couple weeks leading up to it and stuff from here and there, kind of like how The Rock does.
He doesn't
just
even do that right now. Like, he's on this Legend contract. If he takes off until Survivor Series or SummerSlam, comes back, Paul Heyman will like pump it up for a month, and then he'll show up for the pay-per-view, do his work, and go home and get that big fat paycheck. Which, granted, he's earned at this point. He's he's a ridiculous name outside of just wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people know who Brock Lesnar is, so he's a draw. So yeah, sure, if WWE needs him at a pay-per-view 6 months, a year from now, and they call him out, he doesn't even need to show up to a Raw, except maybe the Raw right before, or the Raw kind of announcing his return.
Yeah.
Show up at the Raw a month before Survivor Series and be like, he and Paul Heyman show up. I want this match at Survivor Series done. Next week, Heyman, and then the match happens.
Yeah. And Heyman, I've heard, I was reading an article, Heyman's starting a couple other projects, TV shows outside of WWE.
Yeah.
And without Paul Heyman, like, there's no Brock Lesnar.
There's no Brock. Definitely.
So yeah, I think he's done being continuous on WWE for now. I don't even know if he'll go back to UFC or if he'll just kind of like sit back on.
I could see him going back to UFC, but he needs to like get off the steroids. So hopefully he's done that if he wants to go fight, and if not, go back to his farm in Minnesota and just chop wood and hang out with his family for the next couple of years.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. So clean sweep. Roman's gonna win.
Roman.
Okay.
Roman.
Knock on wood.
Unless, like, somehow Carmella gives her Money in the Bank briefcase to, like, Seth Rollins or something again. But I don't think that will happen. That would kind of diminish the women's Money in the Bank more than it already has been.
That whole thing has enough controversy.
Yeah. Like, again, watching the Women's Empowered 24.
That was good.
They cut out Ellsworth completely.
Yeah, I saw that.
Super revisionist history, but they were like... Ellsworth was barely even in the shots. Like, there were a couple shots where, like, they strategically didn't show him, and they didn't mention him even helping in that match. Which, at this point, I guess it's better to just ignore it and be like, hey, yeah, we worked that one up. Let's just go forward and keep doing all these women's firsts, and that's fine. But yeah, it kind of was just while I was watching it, I was like, oh, they're not even, okay, weird.
Let's see if they show Ellsworth grabbing the briefcase first. Oh, no, they didn't. You just see her with the briefcase.
You're holding it.
Yeah.
Wait, how did she, again?
And I'd have to really go back and watch both Money in the Bank ladder matches to be sure, but I think the shot of her in the Empowered documentary is actually the shot from the SmackDown Money in the Bank briefcase when she did legitimately win it on her own.
Yeah,
but
I wonder if that's
know.
why they redid. I mean, besides just fan backlash, I'm wondering if that's why they redid it so that they could do reshoots for the 24.
Maybe I don't know, but
all right. Next one, as we've already mentioned on here, AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura.
This should close out the pay-per-view. I pray that it closes out WrestleMania.
I'm seeing it again. I think they want those big names at the end, but I think this is second to last, and it is well deserved to be the main event.
Yeah, I agree. Winning the Royal Rumble should be the main event.
Yep.
But again, in discussing with WrestleMania and how large WrestleMania has become, like the first WrestleMania was 2 hours long? And now we're at a 6-hour show for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
There's multiple main events, and even when there's 2 or 3 main events, in this one there's really 3 main events in my opinion. This should be the big one, but I don't think it's going to happen. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I really want it to, but I totally feel you on that. Like you're right. The Royal Rumble winner should get that main event spot.
Mm-hmm.
And it should almost be like the champions kind of want to face him because they want that main event spot,
Yeah.
So both the Universal and WWE title holders should kind of be like, hey, you should pick me because you can kill
the
him.
main event. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But I don't know what's going to happen. I think this is going to be a phenomenal match, though.
Oh, yeah.
No pun intended.
You guys saw their Wrestle Kingdom match, right?
I've not.
I have not.
It's really good, really good.
I've not.
Probably maybe watch it afterwards. Or if you want a sample, you can go watch it now.
Yeah.
So, winner?
I want Nakamura to pick it up.
I think Nakamura had the time. When he first came up and they put him in the matches against Mahal, I think it may have been a little too soon for him getting more over with the general WWE crowd. But I think he's at a spot now where he can pick it up.
Yeah, for sure.
As much as AJ is phenomenal, I think. Plus, there's rumors of him being hurt.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Nakamura, I feel, is the right choice. But I wouldn't hate if AJ retained at all.
Yeah. Either way, great match.
Definitely.
Is what I'm expecting.
And all the fans like us are excited for this, but this is the one that we want to see. We're not excited for the other world title match.
And
this
again,
one we are.
Kind of in the
this
way
is
that,
our main event.
Yeah,
exactly.
In the way that WrestleMania has really changed. WrestleMania isn't really for the diehards anymore quite as much as it used to be. Like, it's in the diehards if you're there in attendance because there's access and there's all the cool things to do and around the town and everything. But like, they could change this entire card to like the matches that we would like most hate. Like, AJ versus Jinder Mahal, and like just like, I don't know, they could make this like the worst card ever, and most of us, the diehard fans, would probably still watch because it's WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Like, we're the ones tuning in to the network every pay-per-view. Maybe not live every pay-per-view, but we're at least watching pay-per-views. We're keeping up with what's going on.
Yeah.
Because we enjoy wrestling, and they know we're gonna be watching WrestleMania.
Yep.
But they need to get that money from the people that are like, oh, I like wrestling sometimes, or I liked wrestling when I was a kid,
Or I'm like getting WrestleMania for my kids or something like that.
Yeah, then that's the kind of the money that they're looking at. And apparently, I saw WrestleMania is actually being offered via traditional pay-per-view.
I think it's
still
the one time a year they do that.
This one in
Once or
Royal
twice.
Rumble they did. So there's still those. I think the big four are still being offered by a traditional pay-per-view, which is
Nice.
still kind of crazy to me that, if you would just get those 4 pay-per-views throughout the course of the year, you're going to spend twice what the network would cost. But I know internet connections and whatever, influence decisions, and people just don't know how to stream things as easily.
Right.
Anyone, I mean, I'm the oldest out of us, and anyone 5 years older than me is like, technology, I don't know what to do. They're probably not even listening to this podcast because they don't know what a podcast is. So, like they're, it's just how it goes. But I lost my train of thought. It just totally died. I don't know.
That sounds. If Kyle lost his train of thought, that sounds like a good spot to move on to the
Yeah.
next.
Yep.
Hurry, go! All right, next one is Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle versus Stephanie and Triple H.
It sure is a match.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it exists.
I'm cool.
Kurt Angle and Triple H.
I would have preferred The Rock and Ronda Rousey, especially going back to Ronda's debut at WrestleMania 21.
Yeah.
When she showed up with The Rock, like that would have been a cool setup. I don't know if The Rock's busy with Rampage right now, or like one of the other 17 million movies that dude does a year.
Yeah.
He's doing a ton of movies. As is John Cena now. I think John Cena's got like 5 movies this year as well.
That's crazy.
So.
Although last time The Rock showed up for WWE, he didn't. He took time out of his schedule to take the belt off CM Punk. Not at all bitter anymore.
Yeah.
And just to promote his movies for a couple months and then leave again. But whatever.
I hope this match is good. I think it'll be a lot of Triple H versus Angle. I hope Angle can still. He's looked really stiff the last couple of times in the ring. Even just the way he walks now, he just doesn't look like him like he used to a year ago. Even kind of since stepping back into the ring, and so I mean, there's always the worry of the safety of the performer, but I hope it'll be whatever.
Yeah.
I don't hate WWE for having this match on the card. Again, Ronda's one of those names like Brock Lesnar. People outside of wrestling are going to get this pay-per-view because of Ronda Rousey.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that. Like, because if that boost of money to WWE from WrestleMania allows them to bring in other guys like Nakamura and AJ and all these other guys that we like. So I'm fine with that.
And ones we're going to talk about later in our top 5.
Exactly.
All right.
So winner? Do we really have to?
I feel Ronda's going to win, but I also can see that sliver of a possibility that something happens, Ronda's down, Stephanie gets the 1, 2, 3.
This is Stephanie's first WrestleMania.
Is it really?
Yeah, she's never
As
been.
as a wrestler?
As actual.
Didn't she? Or was that in another show where she had a match against Brie Bella?
That was SummerSlam.
That was SummerSlam.
SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is Triple H's first tag team match at WrestleMania.
Really?
Out of 21 appearances. Yeah.
Yeah, I could. I see where you're coming out with that on there. Where, or even like if Ronda and Kurt officially get the win, but then Triple H or Stephanie does something backhanded in the
Keep it kind of going, because that's what they want too. The point of WrestleMania now is to get people to tune into Raw the Monday afterwards and SmackDown the Tuesday afterwards and Raw in a month and the next pay-per-view, and like they want to get people back and invested in it. So yeah, they're building a story out of it. Cool. That's how it goes.
All right, and the next one, Daniel Bryan, my boy, Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Mm-hmm.
Pumped. Like, how can you not be pumped for this match? How can you not be pumped with the return of Daniel Bryan?
I know.
Like, this is something I know none of us ever... I didn't think for sure it would ever happen in WWE.
I
never expected in WWE.
Yeah.
I held out hope just because an interview I heard with him a while back and some of the treatments that he was trying and like the time frame of what he was going to try. He's like, it's like it might be back around the same time. So I held out hope, but I also had in the back of my head, it's like I'm never going to get to see my favorite wrestler perform.
Yeah.
And I missed it. I missed my opportunity.
I saw him once here. I think it was like it was him and William Regal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like it was a long time ago. It was at the Star Center. Yeah, hang on. I'm gonna have to pull it up and see if I can find it.
He was in a main event, or he wasn't in a main event, but he wrestled Bray, and it was the WWE show on my birthday a few years ago, and I got front row for that. So it was awesome to see a Daniel Bryan match front row.
You know, here it was January 8th, 2012. Raw and SmackDown were here. The main event was a fatal 4-way with Punk, Jericho, Daniel Bryan, and Kane. And then Cena versus Big Show was the main event after that. Yeah, I think that was the only time I've actually seen Daniel Bryan wrestle in person. I mean, I love Daniel Bryan. Since like the first second I saw that guy wrestle, I was like, holy cow. And I started tracking down like older Ring of Honor stuff. I've watched anything I can find of his. When he retired, like I was legitimately in tears for him because I know how much that must have just hurt for him. And him coming back, like I watched that promo of him coming back and it's just like him talking about just the struggles and like the low points in his life and the gratitude that he had and everything and how Brie was there for him. Just man, like it's just, you know, wrestling has been everything to him forever. Like it brought him his wife, it brought him their daughter. Yeah. Like, and that's so cool to be able to come back. And against two guys like Zayn and Owens, I'm excited. It's going to be a pretty good tag match. Yeah. Shane, I'm indifferent to. Right. I think he'll hold his own against these three, in their match quality. But I'm stoked. It's fucking Daniel Bryan. Yeah. It's crazy. Like it's crazy. Like, I still kind of can't really process it that he's like he's back. Yeah. He's back and it looks like he's full blown ready to go after the freaking beating he took after announcing he was coming back. Like,
yeah, I saw that one, and they dropped him on the apron of the ring on his head and neck, and I was like, guys, you had one job.
Oh man,
don't drop him on his head and neck.
It appears that he can go and that he's fine, and that's awesome.
Yeah, the first time, because I wasn't allowed to watch wrestling when I was a kid. I think I mentioned on here before, but like I kind of got into it later on, and I saw Daniel Bryan the first time, and they said, he's from Washington State, in a town that's not too far away from where I was born. So I was like, I've got a hometown guy now. Yep. And then I just started watching him. I think him and CM Punk and Kofi Kingston were the first ones I kind of like latched onto because Kofi Kingston has comic book character tights, or well, now he's part of the New Day, and they still kind of do that. But and then CM Punk because he is basically almost the exact same person as our friend Mikey. Yep. But yeah, Daniel Bryan being from the same place that I'm from, it was like there was an instant connection there. I just no,
it's cool, man. It's cool. Like I remember sitting at Sneakers with Adam years ago when it was Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus, and that was the year. Oh yeah. You remember the year prior he was supposed to be in the beginning of the show, but it ended up being like for the U.S. title, right? It ended up changing to like a pre-show battle royal that like Great Khali won. Yes. They're like, man, Daniel Bryan didn't get on the main show. That sucks. And then the next year, it's him versus Sheamus. And it's like, cool, that's going to be a good match. And it opens the show.
They're finally going to make up for them getting the boot last year.
And then 18 seconds later, and I was just so mad.
Ruined that entire pay-per-view.
Yeah. But he's come a long way since then, and that's pretty awesome. So
Yeah.
I'm stoked for this match.
I'm really stoked for that one. All right, next one is the SmackDown.
Predictions.
Predictions. Sorry.
Daniel Bryan
we got to
get a
remember
win.
Zayn and Owens if they win, they get their jobs back.
Yeah. So I think
I think they're probably going to win
Yeah.
underhanded, but
yeah.
and they're probably going to pin Shane. They're going to pin Shane so that Daniel looks strong.
Yeah, and I could see that too. Or, which would kind of be awesome, Daniel turns heel, blasts Shane, and allows them to pin. But I don't think that
They can't do that.
They won't.
No,
Daniel
I don't
Bryan's-
think there's a way to turn him heel right now.
They tried when they tried to have him join the Wyatt family. That
family.
lasted like a week.
Yeah, I think that would be an awful idea. But still,
Yeah.
I think Zayn and Owens win somehow to keep their jobs.
Yeah, it has to happen.
Yep, and continue that feud as well.
Yep.
I wouldn't mind seeing Zayn this being the breakup of Zayn and Owens, where they turn on one another, and particularly if Zayn turns on Owens to get the push,
Mix it up.
and then
Yeah.
have Zayn go towards maybe having programs with Nakamura if he wins
Yeah.
the title.
Oh, dude, I love that.
Man, that'd be awesome. Yep.
Another one of my favorite guys, Sami Zayn, and I would like to see.
Yeah.
Totally.
All right. So next, Charlotte Flair and Asuka. I was worried because in the mixed match challenge, they were talking about Charlotte not being able to compete. Then I read up on it. I think she was just having dental surgery.
Yeah, she had dental surgery for something, so it was just for 1 week.
Yeah.
But yeah, so mixed match challenge next week is Miz and Asuka versus Rude and Charlotte. But yeah, I don't know. But it's weird that they keep playing up Asuka's streak in the tag match. Like if Miz gets pinned, I don't think that should impact Asuka's streak.
Right.
It's the same as like if she got thrown out in the Royal Rumble or get thrown out in a Battle Royal or
Because she wasn't pinned and she didn't and she wasn't submitted.
Yeah, you're not pinned and submitted, and that's what your streak is. So
Yeah.
But they're making a huge deal out of it, so I'm guessing Miz and Asuka are going to win the mixed match challenge, and then Charlotte breaks the streak. Maybe
Charlotte would be the one if you're gonna break the streak. A big event like Mania is a place to do it, and B, Charlotte, who's their like number one, kind of golden girl right now because she's got the Flair name.
Yep.
Is kind of the one to do it, and then that also adds fuel to Asuka's fire. To keep
it
going.
I think the streak personally should have ended in NXT. I know that Asuka got injured, but what's weird about that too is that it seemed very clear that they wanted Ember Moon to break the streak, but then the injury happened, and she was only out for 8 weeks. So why couldn't she have held on to the NXT Championship? It's not like they defend the NXT Championships weekly.
Yeah.
She could have stayed in NXT, lost it at the next event, the next takeover, and then moved up to main roster after that, and not had to worry about the streak. Like streaks in wrestling are fun sometimes, but they also get
Boring.
Predictable.
Yeah.
And so, it's kind of. I would have preferred it ended a while ago, but
That's speak on that note on there. I went out to get pizza during the Brock Lesnar Undertaker match because I was like, Undertaker's gonna win. I don't know why we're talking about this. I went to get pizza and I came back and they're like, no, we have to back it up. You have to see this. I was like, what?
Yeah.
So-
That one, I would think I went out for Easter dinner or something that year.
Oh, that's right.
Because Adam texted me and was like, the streak's over. And I was like, shut up. What are you talking about? The streak will never end. You're crazy. And then, and it's kind of a bummer that I wasn't watching live at that point because that would have been a crazy moment. Like watching it when it happened, I was like, oh, so that's how they did it. But because I knew already, it kind of took away the surprise. But streaks kind of they're good and bad. At the same time. I don't know.
I think the streak worked a little better for Taker. A, just because it's Taker, and B, because it was a streak that was like a once a year thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't like every time his undefeated streak all the time in all the shows.
Yeah, I mean he lost matches in between those WrestleMania matches. Yep,
Right.
I agree.
We just got to talk for a minute. Out of the entire WrestleMania card, we have 4 matches involving women, which is crazy.
That's awesome.
It's
That's
way
awesome.
awesome. Not a complaint.
Yeah.
It's been great.
Yeah, I'm very stoked. Again, it's great seeing the women get more recognition. Like I saw somebody on Twitter who was saying, every time that they hear the women's first this or women's first that, they're reminded that the women have kind of been held back for a long time. Mm-hmm. And I don't necessarily agree with that, because I think, maybe they were held back and they weren't sure what to do with them creative-wise, but the women over the last 4 or 5 years have really proved themselves to be on the same level as the men, and maybe that is because of how they wanted to be treated and what's going on socially in the world, and yada yada yada. It's kind of like that could be like the much bigger picture, but it's cool that they are. Like, I'd rather them be doing all these women's firsts now than not having them.
And for sure.
Yeah, and if it means that it's the women's first Rumble and it's the women's first that and the women's first this, like, cool, let's keep doing all these firsts. Let's break it down and keep having it, because 4 women's matches, it's awesome. I'm looking forward to the day, and I don't know when it'll be. I don't know who it'll be, but I would love to see, like, Charlotte versus Asuka could be the main event of a WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it will be, but it definitely could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about as big as a women's match you can have right now. Those two, because it's never happened before in NXT or main roster.
Yep.
And to have that type of match, because again, Charlotte is the golden girl for WWE. She's been the golden girl, and I have Asuka, who has a streak. She's badass. Like, this is, if I could probably choose a dream one-on-one scenario for WrestleMania involving the women, honestly, that'd be a lot of people's pick.
Yep.
Yeah,
I agree.
So who do we think? Or do we
I
kind of talked about it.
I think Charlotte's gonna pick up the win.
Really?
I think
What?
So. I think so.
I think Asuka's gonna win, and then Carmella's gonna cash in and lose.
And lose?
Yes.
You think so?
Yes.
That'd be kind of cool. I'd like to see Carmella cash in. She's had the briefcase for a while. Could be a good time to.
It would be a good moment for her to finally do that. I remember 2 months ago she tried to cash in and then backed out.
Right.
All right. So next one, the Raw Women's Championship. Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax.
This will be your Daniel Bryan Sheamus of WrestleMania this year. I think.
I think so.
As much as I don't really want it to, I'd like to see Alexa Bliss go down, but at the same time, kind of with the whole bullying thing.
Yeah.
I could see it happening.
Yeah, and Alexa's had that championship for quite a while.
Dude, she's the longest reigning Raw Women's Champion now.
Yeah. I want Nia Jax to win. Have that moment.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool for her. It'd be a good time. I like Nia Jax. I've made, no. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
You made it clear.
I've said that. Yes, I've made it clear.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm sleepy still.
Not really much to say about that match, though. It's kind of...
Not really. I think that one will be I think that one will probably be a lot earlier in the card. They're definitely going to save the SmackDown one for the end, with we talked about who's
that could
in
almost be a pre-show match.
It's possible.
I could see them.
Or
that would be
maybe first on the
second.
card.
Yeah, that would be shitty if it got pre-show.
Yeah, I don't.
But
there's so many matches. I don't know what will be on the pre-show.
Yeah.
But
I wouldn't hate if it was on pre-show.
Speaking of another one that might be on the pre-show, is the Intercontinental Championship, Miz, Seth Rollins, and Finn Balor.
No way.
You don't think so?
No, it shouldn't be on the pre-show.
Well, I've seen them put a match like this on the pre-show or push it back on here again.
I could see that.
I wouldn't put it on there. But
I could see this opening the show. A good, strong match starting the show.
Mm-hmm.
I could absolutely see that.
True.
And then also, since it's The Miz, and he just had a baby a week ago, or his wife did, then he could probably go back to the hotel and just call it a night.
Yeah.
And not have to be there all night long waiting for the main event or semi-main or something like that. Give him some time with his baby and his wife in a hotel room, just chill.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think this should be a good match. I'm excited for it. Love all three of these guys.
Yeah, they're all amazing talents. I'm glad that Miz is actually. Well, I mean, he had a good match, good high profile match last year, but that dude deserves to be Not saying that others don't, but Miz works his ass off.
Yeah.
He deserves a high-profile match for WrestleMania.
And he continues to work his ass off.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
So I'm excited for that. I think Miz retains the Intercontinental title.
Yeah, I think Miz
Yeah.
retains as well.
I think so as well.
He's
Seth and Finn haven't been on a very big push recently.
Right.
Yeah.
Plus, he needs to beat Pedro Morales' record for longest reigning Intercontinental Champion, which right now, as of today, he's about just shy of 20. He's about 20 days away.
So if he wins at WrestleMania and
Yeah.
hangs on to it a brief week or two later.
It's built up to that. He
Yeah.
has to do it. I mean, of course, he can get a 9th reign, but if he gets a 9th reign, then he ties with Jericho. He ties with Jericho for most reigns. I
Yeah.
feel like 8. I think he should be done at 8 because nobody's going to get that record.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
somebody will, but not anytime soon.
Yep.
I thought Honky Tonk Man held the longest.
Longest, I think, single run
Ah,
because he has 454 combined or total days. I think he has. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, because he's had one run, Honky Tonk, and it was 454.
Yeah.
So I think he has the longest single reign.
The longest single.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah. I think Miz makes the most sense, but
I
I
kind of
think
like
Seth
to see
Rollins
that feud
is-
continue for a while.
I would like to see Finn in the Miz. I think Seth Rollins
Yeah.
is kind of just an add-on, and
Yeah.
they'll probably they're just kind of waiting for Dean to come back, for Seth to come, for them to go back to being a tag team again.
Yeah, I could see that.
It's like they didn't know what to do with him. They're like, oh, we'll just put him in that match.
Yeah,
Like,
pretty much. Seth's kind of in limbo right now.
Yeah.
All right, next one, United States Championship: Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, Jinder Mahal, and Rusev.
Rusev Day!
Yeah, Bobby Roode or Rusev? Probably Rusev would be my favorite
Yeah.
to win this one.
I think again, thinking how WWE likes their moments, and then the logic doesn't have to make sense, and the rules don't have to make sense, but they want that moment.
Yeah.
70,000 people chanting Rusev Day would be pretty awesome. You know,
Right.
especially him picking up the victory.
Side match on the ring on the outside, Aiden English versus one of the Singh brothers. I think the other one's still.
Yeah, the other one's still injured.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that could be a good fun match. You know, just kind of that's another one that could be pre-show almost too.
Yeah.
Which kind of
Yeah, I
be a
could
bummer, but you know, like I like Rusev a lot. The other 3 guys in there are all good, but I'm indifferent too.
Yeah.
So that could be a pre-show.
All right, in the SmackDown Tag Team Championship, the Usos versus the New Day versus the Bludgeon Brothers.
I hope it's on the main show.
I hope so too. The Usos do deserve that finally.
Yeah.
It would make sense, just the kind of the way they've been going, that the Bludgeon Brothers win,
Mm-hmm.
but they pin the New Day to get
Yeah.
it. Because the New Day and the Usos, their stories kind of played out. When I saw that they were in
Yes.
matches to get together, I was like, why?
Yeah.
So if the Bludgeon Brothers get the pin over whoever from the New Day is in the match, the Usos lose the belts, and then they have to try to get them back again.
Mm-hmm.
That would make the most sense to me.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Bludgeon Brothers. I think this is the moment to get the Bludgeon Brothers the belts. Let them have it for a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pin the New Day that the Usos can chase for a while. Yeah.
Mhm.
Sounds fun to me.
Plus, the Usos and Harper and Rowan had some awesome matches
Yeah.
back whenever they were still in the Wyatts.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be. Rumor is it might even get turned into a TLC match.
That'd be kind of cool. Yeah. There's no like big gimmick match on the main show.
And I think every WrestleMania since 21 has had a ladder match. Because you had Money in the Bank,
And-
you had that reign where the Intercontinental titles have been in the ladder match.
Yeah, the U.S. title a couple of years ago.
Yeah, so I think this one last year was the tag titles.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yeah, I think that would actually be if you make it a TLC match. I think that gives the edge to the Bludgeon Brothers even more.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, it allows them to win it in a definitive way.
TLCM, tables, ladders, chairs, and mallets.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yep.
And then Triple H comes in. It's like, hey, I thought the sledgehammer
Yeah.
mallet thing was mine. Why?
What's going on?
Yeah.
Still my gimmick, bro.
All right. the Raw Tag Team Championship, the Raw Tag Team Championship. I haven't had enough coffee today either. The Bar versus Braun Strowman and somebody. My personal opinion on this one, I don't care who the other somebody is, because what I really want to happen in this is it to be called for interference, because I want this to be Sanity's big come up
That'd be
into
cool.
the main
And just
roster.
attacking everyone.
Attacking everyone. Come surround the ring. All four of them, even Nikki Cross, surround the ring and jump up and start. Maybe if they do have Braun have a female partner on there, then it gives Nikki Cross something to do.
That'd be kind of cool.
My personal wish. I don't know if that's what's going to actually happen.
I think
but
I
that's my
saw
wish.
a friend of mine suggested that have Alexa Bliss as the partner, since they've been building that up with the Mixed Match Challenge, but not have her even get tagged in at all.
Yeah.
And have it just be Braun beat the other two, and then have Alexa Bliss carrying the belt around for like the next month or two, talking about how awesome she is as the tag team champions, and never getting into the match.
Yeah.
And or tagging in and going in there, and then tagging right back out. Or maybe tagging Braun in and then going in for the pin. So that she gets the pin but doesn't do anything else in the match. I think that could be kind of funny. But I also like the idea of Sanity coming up, and this is a perfect place to bring someone up if you're going to do it.
Yeah.
Why not? So.
And then you got Killian Dane versus Braun Strowman.
Mm-hmm.
They can hold.
There's some stuff you could do there.
Alexander Wolf and Eric Strong to fend off Cesaro and Sheamus.
Yep.
And Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. I think that'd be really, really cool.
Yep.
Book it.
All right. I'll let them know.
Good.
Cruiserweight Championship, which is probably almost definitely going to be on the pre-show.
I hope not. I hope
sucks. Yeah, they've built.
It's what they've done
so much.
just from history.
Have you been keeping up with the cruiserweight stuff at all?
A little bit here and there. I
Man,
haven't been.
I've watched everything. I got caught up the other night, and it's the
Awesome.
cruiserweights are killing it right now. These matches every single week have been better and better, and it seems like there's more and more crowd each week. So
they're getting into it.
Yeah, they're really getting into it. Putting them on the pre-show will totally take away from that.
Yeah.
And kind of that would suck. I could see them putting on the pre-show, but man, I hope it doesn't happen.
Yeah, this one really needs to, especially with 205 Live being revitalized, it really needs to be on the main show.
Even if it's early on the main show, second or third match, that's fine, but it needs to be on the main show.
Yeah.
For sure.
And that is Cedric Alexander versus Mustafa Ali.
I think I want Mustafa Ali to win this one.
Did you watch their match from the week before the tournament started?
Yeah.
Really good, right?
Yeah. So crazy. And they had that amazing match. Because I remember you telling me about that. And then they announced the tournament the next week, and it built up to them. You can see that's kind of where they were thinking already.
Yeah.
And that's cool. Let them have a fantastic 20, 25-minute match out there where they just go to town. I don't know if they'll get that long on the main show. I think they could get more time on the pre-show, but again, then they're relegated to the pre-show, and that's kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though, yes, it is Mania, no, it's not Mania, so...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, nobody's going to watch it if it's on a pre-show. Everybody's going to be like, well... you're right. They're either going to get 15 minutes on pre-show or probably 7-10 minutes on the main show.
Yep.
So what's better? What's a better choice?
I don't know. Either way, this is going to be a great match.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see it.
Everyone, all Austin Aries and Neville's and all of the cruiserweight ones that have been in the pre-show and the last one have been really great matches.
Yep.
Right.
They always do have a great match. It's just it's on that part of the show that won't get paid.
Yep. Yeah. I'll be watching it. I've got, what we looked at the other day, starting Monday to the following Wednesday.
Yeah.
10 days. There's a wrestling show on every night.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's going to be a bit intense. By next Wednesday, I might be burnt out a little bit on wrestling.
Take a week off.
A little bit of a break, for a week or two to just kind of read along but not watch along as intently. But it's WrestleMania. You get excited for stuff. So it's fun.
Sure. So who's going to win?
Well, Ali. I want Ali to win.
I think Ali wins too, because Cedric won that. I think either way it's a win-win. They're both amazing athletes.
Yeah.
I haven't kept up enough to judge on that one. I remember Cedric Alexander from the Cruiserweight Classic.
Yeah.
And I really liked his matches from that, so I'm going to go with him. It's just good from what I've seen, but I haven't kept up close enough to see what's going on recently.
Yep.
I think I tried to watch a couple episodes of it, and it's just with all the other wrestling stuff that comes through and all the other stuff that's been going on.
Life things.
Life things.
We'll give
and
you a
stuff.
list of like the top 2. We'll each give you a match in
Yeah.
our cruiserweight tournament that we think you should go watch.
Okay,
Yep.
I'll do that.
Yep.
I think I can get that.
Especially like the first couple episodes of the tournament was like match, break, match in the tournament. The last couple of episodes have been like a tag match, a tournament match. So you could skip like the first half of the second half of those episodes.
Yeah, I think the last one I actually watched was the one that Gino was in, even though he wasn't Gino, or they didn't call him Gino.
I forgot what his name was.
Dude,
The Corazon Delgado.
Corazon Delgado, yeah.
Yep. Which is funny because his tag partner Evan Daniels is exciting Evan Daniels. Yeah, so that's just his name. It's weird that they would let one and not the other. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, so the next one is the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and so far the people they have announced for that match: Dolph Ziggler,
Yes.
Matt Hardy, The Revival,
Yes.
Mojo Rawley,
Boo.
Baron Corbin, boo, Ty Dillinger, and Breezango.
Yeah. I want Ziggler to win. I guess that makes the most sense for him to win something there. Or at least be the last one out before somebody else.
Yeah.
But that's only what, like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 10 guys, 9 guys?
Yeah.
Like there's gotta be more guys that they'll throw in that day of, I guess.
They'll bring some people up from NXT, I think.
Well, I hope they add the cruiserweights to that.
Adding a couple cruiserweights to that, yeah, because there's not another cruiserweight match. That's something else that I think should be on the pre-show. Is like
Brian Pillman Memorial Battle.
No, not another battle royal, but just do a 6 versus 6 cruiserweight tag match.
Yeah.
Give them 15 minutes on the pre-show to just have a back and forth, high paced. Put Gulak and Nice and someone else against Gallagher against 3 other guys. Let them have
Even the Luchador.
Lucha House Party.
Lucha
House Party.
Yeah.
There's Akira Tozawa, Hideo. There's a lot of ways they could go with that.
Yeah.
So.
I agree. I think Ziggler should win.
Unless
Ziggler
they announce
win.
someone else this week, I'm thinking Ziggler.
Yeah.
How did Mojo win last year? Because that's just
with
that one
Gronk.
football
well,
player. Yeah.
just how did
Gronkowski.
he get chosen to win? Because he hasn't done anything since winning. And everybody, whenever they talk about the previous winners, they're like, "Oh yeah, well, Big Show won,
Yeah.
and then Cesaro won, and that's pretty much it."
I think
And
that
Baron Corbin won.
Yeah, but they don't mention it though.
this is the 5th one, right?
This is the 5th one. Yes, correct.
Yeah, I think that was more or less, hey, if Mojo Rawley wins, Gronk will be here. and
Yeah,
we can
that
do
was the
something
only
with
reason.
it.
It would have been better if Jinder would have won that.
Yeah.
Then it kind of would have made sense for him to eventually.
I bet you Zack Ryder gets added to this. I'd actually love to
Probably.
see Zack Ryder win this by eliminating Mojo last.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool. I like Zack a lot.
I'm guessing
so.
everybody who's not in.
Or
you'll
if it
have
came
like
down. Oh, sorry.
you'll have like Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel,
Yeah.
Mike Kanellis.
Mike Kanellis will be
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But or if it's like Ziggler, Ryder, and
Yeah.
Mojo, and Ryder and Mojo like eliminate each other.
Yeah, and keep
and
that.
Ziggler,
They're kind of a little bit going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
that'd be cool. I just like to see Ziggler win things.
Yeah. Yep.
He deserves wins.
Especially, I'm guessing that there's some sort of deal with his contract that he probably gets like a single match at WrestleMania since it's not happening this year.
Mm-hmm.
It's
got to have it next year.
Yeah.
And then we have next the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal, and that is
The Fabulous Moo. Oh no, wait, we don't say that like
Not
name
anymore.
anymore. Just crazy. I've never heard any of that stuff until suddenly like all of this news came out about. Kind of sounds like she was pretty awful. And granted, it's kind of secondhand hearing it, but sounds like there's a lot of people saying it, so maybe there's some validity to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I heard it around the time whenever the Man Classics. I was like, why didn't they call it the Moolah Classics? I always figure like Moolah was like Moolah in May.
Yeah, I
Not
always
the
thought
other
that
way
too. Yeah, even when they were like kind of bigger in the 90s, and I think that's part of it when they were getting powerbound by the Dudleys. The internet wasn't around, and people just didn't know these stories quite as so much. I think it was much smaller.
Yeah.
And as information travels, we learn more.
Yeah.
And the only people that are official in that match so far: Sasha Banks, Bayley, Becky Lynch, Naomi, Natalia, and the whole Riot Squad.
Yep.
I'm sure we'll probably get the other two members of
Absolution.
Absolution. That's it. I was going to say
Ascension.
Devolution.
Oh
but I
yeah,
was like,
Ascension will probably be in that Andre the Giant too.
oh, I thought Ascension would be in the women's one. I was like, no, we don't do that anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there's the rumored match of Sasha and Becky having their own match.
Sasha
Bayley.
Yeah.
I think they haven't built it up enough to having like if they get their own match, it would be on the pre-show for sure. Like I can't see them getting a spot. Just they started teasing it at Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
And I don't think they needed to. They probably should have waited a little while, but
I think here and Monday night right after, it'll probably come to a head.
Yeah.
And I think whatever the next pay-per-view is, I don't know off the top of my head what the next one is, but whatever. Backlash.
I don't think so, but
I think at Backlash on there, they might have a match.
a one-on-one. Yeah. With who's in there right now, I'd love to see Bayley win or Becky Lynch get the win. But
I say Paige wins.
Paige wins.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll have some old names come back. Maybe Lita or Beth Phoenix or some of the
Well, you're gonna have NXT chicks in there too. Don't forget.
Yeah.
So
Baszler. If
think
Rousey's here, Baszler might show up.
I don't think they're gonna have too many old school girls. Maybe Beth, but
I don't think they'll bring Baszler up because she's too similar to Ronda right now.
But
Yeah,
they have
true.
also had people come up for the Battle Royal and they
That don't act.
Yeah,
Killian
that's
Dane
true.
did that
That's
last
true.
year.
Yep, that's true.
Iconic should come up after.
Iconic
with
would come up.
this,
That'd be cool.
and they should stay
And
because they're
stay
not
up.
doing anything in NXT.
Yeah.
Especially if they go up into Raw, because Absolution kind of fell apart since that injury happened to Paige.
Yep.
So if you want another heel
Yeah.
like team to come up out of NXT on there, Iconic would be a good one to do it.
That'd be
Yeah.
cool.
Oh yeah.
I love the Iconic duo. You guys know that, so
Mhm.
I'm all for that.
Start the women's tag team division.
Dude, totally down for that.
As long as it travels back and forth between brands, I'd be super into that.
And then the last one, oh, I'm sorry. There's not that, we don't have a lot of names on this one, so I can't say who's going to win. Or
Yeah,
not.
it's kind of hard at this point. That's going to be one of those
Sasha and
things.
Bayley are probably going to eliminate each other. It's that thing they're sent for, and we don't really know who else is going to be in here. But the last one is not an official match, but it is predicted, is Undertaker Cena.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
You think so?
Well, it's got to happen now.
Yeah.
They've teased it enough.
teased
They tease it so much. I kind of still think like, and I think I was talking about this before. I think it'd be really cool if Monday on Raw there's still no answer, Tuesday on SmackDown there's still no answer. Cena shows up in the ring at WrestleMania, and then Undertaker comes out.
Yeah.
Like really wait until that last second when the crowd is there, and the crowd's like waiting, and then just have that one pop that one time. I think that'd be cool. Does this match need to happen?
No.
Not necessarily. Could have happened 4 or 5 years ago and probably been a much better story at the time. I thought last year's send-off of Undertaker was pretty damn great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's main event.
So bringing it back now, just is, like, why?
Yeah.
Other than the fact that apparently he can still go, but
I know a lot of people are saying that they've killed off the Dead Man character, so he's gonna come back as the American
I hope
Badass,
not.
and I'm just like,
and
no,
see
don't do that.
That for me would not ruin, but it would bum me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you killed off the Dead Man, and now we get and I mean they're inducting Kid Rock, so Kid Rock could perform his song live, and it could happen, and it could happen, but
Yeah.
man, that is just
That,
not. I don't know. Yeah, that would bum me out. Like the
Because-
Undertaker is the Dead Man.
Yeah.
That's always like I hated the American Badass gimmick segment. Ugh.
but I
Yeah,
think
I
that
agree.
would be. But if they put that in, they're definitely going to put it in the main show, just as a show of respect to Taker for all of the years of service on the.
Yeah.
So you're bumping someone else who deserves a main show spot into the pre-show to have the show this match that doesn't really need to happen.
Yeah, but I don't know. Hopefully it's a good match. Hopefully Taker can still go. I mean, like, kind of, last year again watching the 24, he was talking about how he didn't think that he was in as good of a shape as he could have been. Maybe he's been using that as motivation to really work even harder for this year. Again, I mean, he's getting up there in age. Like, he's been through a lot. He's been wrestling, like, 30 years now? Like,
Yeah.
And doing some crazy matches in those 30 years. So, if he can go, cool. Get up there and go. But, like, I think I would have been much more hyped about this match, like, 5 years ago than I am now.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah, definitely.
But I'm sure, too, that when the bell tolls or when the song plays and he comes out, I'm sure that they'll tell a story that I'm invested in during the course of the match as well.
Right.
So.
I just don't. I don't know.
So then Taker wins, Cena wins.
No one wins.
Yeah, I would say.
Maybe is this
I would
where
say Taker.
Maybe this was where Sanity shows up and it's a tag team match instead. Teddy Long comes out. Let's set ourselves a matchup, player. We're gonna have a tag match. It's a terrible Teddy Long impression. I'm embarrassed for that.
Yeah, I would say Taker probably.
I think Taker as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just kind of, and again, going to streaks, like in diminishing the streak, having him lose the streak, the WrestleMania streak at 30, but then coming back still and winning and losing, and like it's just kind of, I don't know, it's not the same.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'd feel differently. Like if the streak was all intact, would I feel differently now? Because oh man, it's Undertaker and it's still the streak. Like how much more? Maybe
Right.
I'd be more hyped if the streak was intact. But
Yeah.
Yeah. The streak ending that should have been it. That should have been the last Undertaker appearance.
yeah, and if they wanted to do that, then maybe this is where the streak should have ended. John Cena finally ends the streak.
Yeah.
That's a cooler story than freaking Bork.
Yeah. And that also, I mean, that would be something where they can give that to John Cena instead of giving him, that last championship run that puts him over Ric Flair's record.
Right.
I think he'll still get that eventually too. He's gonna break Flair's record, which is fine. Like he's a great wrestler. Like Flair's a great wrestler. So is Cena. They've both put in their time, and I could see them eventually giving that to John Cena, where they're like, all right, now it's your turn to be at the top for the next 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
John Cena is the next Ric Flair. Woo.
Was that everything?
All right, that's everything that we have down here. Some big
That's
name
a lot.
wrestlers that don't have matches: Samoa Joe,
Yep.
Elias, Jeff Hardy, Bray Wyatt.
Well, Jeff Hardy is still
is he
MIA
still- yeah.
from his DUI.
He showed up in the
They filmed that before
Before that happened?
before
Yeah.
his
Pre-film,
arrest.
yeah.
So he might take some time off.
that probably.
I could see Elias in the Battle Royal. And
Elias
I see
in the Battle Royal?
Elias winning the Battle Royal would kind of be cool
Joe, I can probably see in there as well
if he's back from his injury.
if he's back.
Yeah.
I was reading this morning that there's a plan if The Rock. Apparently, Rock's pretty much a guarantee to show up at WrestleMania and probably do something with him and Elias.
Yeah, and you know what? That's fine because like the way that they keep saying Elias, like what is it? He keeps saying something about like every start of his concert, like he keeps saying, know your role and like shut your mouth.
Oh,
and
does
stuff
he?
Like this. Yeah, he said it a couple times. So having The Rock come out, which is crazy too, because I saw that there's like betting odds on WrestleMania, and one of the things that they're betting on is whether The Rock will show up and have a match or not.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that so funny?
I could see Elias like being in the ring, doing a song. Rock comes out, rock bottom, and
Yeah,
like
smash
just
him
a
with the
real
guitar.
quick smash him with a guitar. Yeah, I could see that too. It'd be fun. Whatever.
Right. It's The Rock in a WWE ring.
Yeah,
Everybody's a pop for it.
it's always electric.
Exactly.
Always.
All right. So yeah, that's everything we have right now for WrestleMania so far.
Do we want to run through the NXT card real quick?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, Gargano and Ciampa like stoked.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's going to be if that's going to be the main event, or if they'll have the title match after that. But,
I feel like the NXT title should close the show, but
it's an unsanctioned match, so you turn off the lights and the show's over, and then it happens. I don't know. Yeah, it's either way. I'm excited.
yeah,
Those guys are going to have some great matches.
It's
so.
finally to rematch the Cruiserweight Classic match that they had.
Yeah.
Now what, like almost 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
And it's kind of a loser leaves town match if Ciampa wins. Gargano's banned,
Gargano's
aka moving
done.
up. But
Yeah.
I think it'll probably end up being Gargano comes back.
I'd
and
like
they
to
can
see
start their storyline together.
I'd like to see Gargano stay there. I want him to have a run as champ. Maybe next takeover is like a 4-way with Ciampa and
That'd be cool.
Almas and Black. Yeah. What else do we have on that card?
Adam Cole versus EC3 versus Killian Dane versus Lars Sullivan versus Ricochet.
There's your ladder
versus Velveteen
match.
Dream. Ladder match for the new NXT North American Championship.
I think that's awesome. Like, way to introduce a couple guys.
Yeah.
I don't think Cole really needs the win there. I'd love to see Ricochet or EC3 pick it up.
I don't know about Ricochet just because he's just starting on there. He's getting
Yeah. But he's built a name for himself already. Like,
I would say probably
So.
Dream. My
Velveteen Dream
my thing would be
picking it
on
up would be
Velveteen
cool.
Dream picking up that title.
yeah, I could see that too. That'd be cool.
I think it's gonna be Adam Cole, baby.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
So that they can do the Shield thing and each one of them hold a title.
Well, I feel like
Yeah.
you need your first champion should be. Not saying that the other guys aren't good, but I feel like your first champion kind of sets the tone for the whole lineage of the belt.
Yeah, we can see that.
And I mean, of course, Triple H was the first World Heavyweight Champion. First Intercontinental Champion was Pat Patterson. First Women's Champion was Charlotte.
Yeah.
So I feel like Adam Cole is the best name out of those. Again, I think EC3 is too new, Ricochet's too new, Velveteen Dream is still kind of getting his footing in.
Mm-hmm.
Killian Dane, I don't think is going to be around long. Lars Sullivan sucks. So I feel like Adam Cole, process elimination, Adam Cole is the best choice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I can see that. Adam Cole's also pulling double duty because he's in the next match too, which is that tag match.
Yeah.
With Bobby Fish out for 6 months.
Yeah.
Kinda
Oh,
sucks.
is he in there?
Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly representing the Undisputed Era versus Authors of Pain and Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne.
Oh, it's a triple
It's a
threat.
triple threat.
Triple threat.
Seriously, I didn't even read that. Wow.
Yeah, well, spoilers for this week's
Spoilers!
So,
I knew Bobby Fish was out.
NXT. Yeah, so Adam Cole doing double duty. That's why I don't think he'll win the ladder match, because if he is in the ladder match first, and then he's beat up in this,
Mhm.
I don't know, or do they do this first and then he's got I don't know, but that could maybe he wins the North American and then loses the tag belts, you know.
Right.
And I don't know. I don't see the tag belts changing though. Like Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne don't need that. Pete Dunne's already
Yeah.
the UK championship.
Yeah,
So
he's-
why add another belt to him for a while? I guess it gets him on NXT TV more often, which is good.
But Roderick Strong's also kind of already moving towards being on 205 Live.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he and Buddy Murphy have been there for a little bit lately, and I don't know if I want to see Roderick Strong on 205, but you know,
Dude. Yeah, 205 Live for sure.
but more than
And-
NXT. See, I think he's doing great things in NXT, but I guess it gets him more out there too. It's
Yeah,
just,
I think he would do better in.
I would say that I guess that's part of it is like I want to see Roderick Strong and Hideo Itami on main roster more than just 205.
Yeah.
Like I want to see Hideo and Strong versus Balor and Seth Rollins at some point. Like I want to
Oh,
see,
yeah.
you know, all these guys mixing it up.
Yeah, it's interesting because Authors of Pain, clearly, I mean, I think, as we mentioned, they're on their way up.
Yep.
Strong and Dunn is just a random team, which, I mean, I could see.
Yeah, have him
I mean,
hold the
Strong's-
belts for a couple months.
Yeah, Strong has been killing it, man. He's been really, I don't want to say underappreciated, but he's been the dude who's had some
Yeah.
awesome matches
Yep.
as far as between 205 Live and NXT.
Maybe they let Strong and Dunn have it, and then they challenge Mustache Mountain down the road for the belts. You know, or defend the belts against them later.
You have War Machine there,
Right, yeah.
so I could see that being like a real
that'd be cool.
short title run.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. War Machine shows up. I don't know. Maybe we'll have a debut at NXT. They're, you know, that's what happened with Adam Cole last takeover, right?
I think
Or
I
two
think
takeovers ago.
Yeah.
I think Dunn Strong win.
Yeah,
I think
I think
just
that's
for a
where I'm
short
leaning.
run.
Short run, and
Yeah.
then I agree.
And just kind of keep Adam Cole like out a little bit and just
Mhm.
kind of keep him ready for the next match
Exactly.
for the ladder match. And then the last one that we need to talk about is Ember Moon and Shayna Baszler.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel that we've seen it before. I don't feel as excited for it. The other matches have a lot more going for them than this one does, I feel. Shayna, maybe she'll move up to main. Maybe her versus Ronda someday as like the mirror match of each other, But
I feel like she's a lot like. I mean, she's just a dominant. Although she's lost.
Yeah.
But she's just like the dominant force that we kind of saw with Asuka.
Yep.
And I feel like we need. I mean, it was the story was kind of just told,
Yeah.
And I honestly haven't been that impressed with Shayna at all. Like, I mean, she's done some cool stuff. I feel she just hasn't been consistent.
Yep.
And Ember's been awesome, man. Especially since that takeover match against Asuka at Brooklyn 2 or Brooklyn 3. She's really been on fire, man. She's been killing it. She's had some great matches, and this one is definitely the weakest match on this card, which sucks. But
yeah, but I mean, occasionally the women are going to be not the most hype. I'm kind of surprised there's not another women's match here.
Dude, I was really hoping for Candice versus Zelina being added.
Yeah.
I was really hoping for that match.
And I think that could be one of the pre-show matches that we see on NXT TV next week.
Yeah.
I mean, that should be a huge thing because Zelina technically has never wrestled on NXT. To have her first match be on a takeover, I mean, it'd be cool.
Yeah.
Plus, it would be Candice's first takeover.
Yep. Yeah, so we'll have to see. But this is also, there's 6 matches on this takeover, which is the most we've seen on a takeover.
Is there?
Yeah.
The last few have all been 5.
There's only 5.
Oh yeah, no, there's only 5.
I thought there was another match on there.
No.
Oh.
It probably just confused you because Adam Cole's in 2 of them.
Yeah, maybe. I thought when they were running through the card when I was watching, whatever. Cool, maybe that's it then.
There's another match where it's Adam Cole versus Adam Cole. It's just running around in a circle in the ring and then falls down.
Yep. Well, cool then. NXT though, it's exciting.
Yeah.
Again,
I mean, that's
whole
always
week
exciting.
of wrestling. There's a lot going on every night.
So much.
As we talked about before, pre-show, this show, it's almost at the point where I feel WrestleMania could be 2 nights. Do Hall of Fame on Thursday, NXT on Friday, Saturday WrestleMania Day 1, Sunday WrestleMania Day 2.
Yeah.
Have 2 4-hour WrestleMania shows with a 1-hour pre-show each day.
But do you think that would kind of kill, Saturday that's WrestleMania, but Sunday is WrestleMania.
It could, and I wonder if that's something that they've thought about. Whether it's better to have. Originally the rumor for this show was going to be an 8-hour show. The original rumor was a 5-hour Mania with a 2-hour pre-show and a 1-hour kickoff. And then we figured out that what that means is the 1 hour. There's still the 2-hour pre-show, but the 1-hour kickoff is that second hour, where they're showing it on TV. Apparently.
Oh yeah,
so
on
it's,
USA.
So the second hour of the pre-show will be on TV. The first hour will be online in the network, and then the main show is 4 hours, but it's probably going to run long, so it's probably going to be closer to 4.5.
Yeah,
and so they're already getting there. But I don't know. Maybe that's where you could have the Nakamura and AJ if they wrestled on Saturday night as the last match, and the next day. I don't know. I don't know whether that's good or bad.
I feel like they should just they should really build up SummerSlam to kind of be equal to WrestleMania. That way, hey, if you're not on WrestleMania, don't worry, we'll try to get you on SummerSlam. SummerSlam's going to be just as equal. I would say you can do very similar kind of shows. I mean, you already have the Brooklyn show or the companion NXT show to SummerSlam. You can do that. You can have the whole Access thing. Instead of doing Hall of Fame, you can do something maybe different. I don't know what exactly.
Yeah.
But, I feel like they should build it up to kind of be equal. That way, it's as big of a deal as WrestleMania.
And Royal Rumble's already basically there.
Oh, yeah.
So, I'm keeping the Big Four, making the Big Four the destination. I mean, there are people that travel across the world for WrestleMania.
Yep.
Get people to travel across the world for Rumble and Survivor Series and SummerSlam as well.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of cool, but it's still I don't know. Even if you try to do that, I still think WrestleMania is going to be the one that most people are
it's
gonna
still
put down. It's WrestleMania.
Exactly.
It's the big one as opposed to one of the big ones.
Exactly. if you guys, again, WrestleMania is an awesome event.
Yeah.
From going to Dallas and seeing just the entire, it was like being in Disneyland for wrestling. It was
Yeah.
insane. It was just such a cool vibe. Everybody there loved wrestling.
Yep.
Just the atmosphere was
It's
like nothing I'd ever experienced before.
I bet.
And highly recommend, especially
Someday.
being wrestling fans. Next
Someday.
time it's in
Someday.
Texas or Arizona, California maybe.
Yep.
Highly recommend going.
Well, maybe we can make the Rumble work in January.
That'd be cool.
Rumble in
That'd be dope.
Phoenix.
Yep.
That'd be way cool.
Yeah. Wrestling is so cool.
So, yeah, I guess we could we probably start up with our top fives again next show.
Yeah.
We should be able to do more regular shows. Sorry about the break that we've had these last couple weeks
Yep.
in there. It's been kind of crazy.
We're back.
But we are back, and we should be back to at least a semi-regular, if not completely regular schedule, and we'll have our top fives for you. But since WrestleMania had so much to go over,
It's kind of a lot.
as a bunch, so we'll hitch back with our top fives next time. And then Adam, do you have any promotions that need to be promoted?
DWO, April 21st. It is DWO. Actions speak louder than words. Sid Bodie is in the house, guys. If you have never seen Sid Bodie, a.k.a. former WWE star Kazarni, he's awesome.
Yep.
Go watch his video that he just uploaded a couple days ago.
Kinda
promoting his
creepy.
show.
Really cool
Kinda
and creepy.
creepy,
I like
yeah.
it.
Very creepy, very well done.
Yeah.
It's Sid Bodie versus champion Chad Thomas versus everybody's boy Hobo Hank for the DWO Championship Triple Threat match main event. Plus, we've got the women, Kyle.
Chelsea
Kyle's-
Green. Chelsea Green coming in versus Shotzi Blackheart, which
Yeah.
is, if you've never seen her out of California, I'm stoked for that match.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a big fan of Chelsea Green. Yeah, you know, we'll hear more about her next week on our top 5.
Mhm.
Spoiler alert. Yeah,
I mean, those two matches alone.
women's matches, love it.
Yeah, it's the hottest thing.
And then what? The only other one is that I know of that's going to be at that show is
Gino and Turbo Tony for
Turbo
the
Tony
full
and
access.
Gino Rivera for the Full Access
You
Championship,
got
which
those-
will be live on Facebook.
Yep.
Exactly. If you're not there, you can't miss it. Full access title match is always delivered. It's delivered since it's been unveiled.
Yep.
And this show is going to be awesome as always. Destiny
So
Wrestling.
Izzy can watch that when she's not at our show.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Shout out to Izzy and shout out. Why are you not going to be at this show?
Yeah.
Come on.
Also, that week is the week before my birthday, so anyone who wants to bring me gifts, just bring them to the show. That'd be awesome.
Although
I like stuff.
With Izzy not being there, the Kyle sign is just going to say like Keel.
Yep. Yep.
Heel.
Oh man. Yeah.
Buy your tickets right now. HoldMyTicket.com. Do not miss this show. Albuquerque's only independent wrestling.
There's still some discount cards out there too, aren't
Yeah.
there? Discount codes.
Yeah, use promo code DWO number 2R for $5 off second row and
Nice.
DWOGA for $5 off general admission. That's $10 for general admission, guys.
Dude, that's for those of you that haven't been around for a long time, and that's like DWO prices a decade ago.
Yeah.
You know, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
You know, dealing with inflation, dealing with things that have to happen behind the scenes, like that's $10 for your tickets is a fantastic price.
Absolutely.
You will have fun. Tell your friends, buy your friend a ticket. If you're going to use a discount code and save $5, buy another ticket, general admission, bring a friend. If they don't like it, punch them in the mouth because they're wrong.
Fact.
But they will have fun. So buy them a ticket, bring someone new along, come check it out. It's gonna
And
be
on
great.
bonus time, you get to say hi to all of us.
Exactly. We are there, and we do like to talk to people sometimes.
Yeah.
Most of the time. I talk a lot.
If you hadn't noticed.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Music for the podcast is generously provided by Horse the Band. And be sure to check us out and subscribe and rate and like us on Facebook, YouTube at Freebird Pro Wrestling Podcast, and Twitter at FBR Pro Wrestling Pod.
And if you guys like Horse the Band, you should go buy some of their music online because their lead singer just had a baby like 2 weeks ago. And I'm sure an extra $20-$30 from a CD sale or a digital download would be appreciated from them.
Thank you very much, and we'll talk to you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.